What is up, and welcome to another episode of Intentional Grounding. I'm your host Sterling, and we're gonna do the dang thing today, man. I'm excited to be here. It is another Buffalo Bills Sunday in which we get to see what our squad is gonna do. All right, um, we're coming off of 2 losses, and now we have to. We got to get it together today. We got to get it together. And I think that this might be the game where we get to right the ship, if you will. You know, this is a 3-6 Cleveland Browns team that I don't know, man. I don't think they're that good, to be honest. Let's just call it what it is. Let's just call it what it is. But I want to make sure you guys know that this show is presented by Picasso's Pizza. Treat yourself to the most flavorful pizza on game day. Picasso's, we are Buffalo Pizza, shipping local and nationwide. Order online at picassospizza.net. What's up, Richard? That's my dude. Rich Rush in the house. Buffalo Snowy 7. Hey, give me an update on what's going on. What's going on in Buffalo right now? I heard you guys got at least 77 inches of snow, but I'm always confused about, what the snow that they get in the north towns or the south towns, or I know Orchard Park got hammered. That's all I know. I don't know about the other surrounding areas of Buffalo, what the snow looks like there, but I know that it was a hot mess, and we're going to get into a little bit of that as we continue on with the show today. However, before we continue on, I do want to mention our show sponsor, Slide a Shelf, Reach What Matters. This is, if you're doing any home improvement projects, you definitely want to check these guys out at slideashelf.com. But Slide a Shelf offers high quality, custom made to fit slide out shelves and cabinet organizers that make it easy to reach and organize the items you use most in your everyday life, including game day snacks. Get 10% off 2 or more standard slide out shelves plus free shipping when you use the promo code Intentional Grounding. Visit their website at www.slideashelf.com and let them help you reach what matters today. All right. I'm a snack guy, and not so much for I'm not one of those dudes that like organizes with like containers and takes them out of the container they came in from the store and put them in a different container. But Slide a Shelf, they'll help you get your stuff organized, man. So anyway, shout out to Slide a Shelf and my girl B. That's my girl B. She a real one, y'all. I'm just telling you right now. But let's hop into this thing today. All right, so just like every week, we start off with the AFC East standings. So I'm going to pull those up here. We'll talk about them. And yes, the Bills are not the number one team in the AFC East currently. That crown belongs to the Miami Dolphins at 7-3, coming off a win last week. The Jets are 6-3. They're on a bye. And then you got the Bills here at 6-3 with an arrow down. I have an arrow down because they've lost the last 2 games, and they've been turnover prone all year. And you don't deserve to have an arrow up when there's definitely some issues to talk about there. We'll get into as we go on with the show. And then we got the Patriots at 5-4 who play the Jets today. So that should be a big game. Not really worried about the Patriots or the Jets, to be honest. But the Bills are arrowed down. We got some stuff to talk about these Bills. They're just not, as of right now, they're just not looking as sharp. And I got some good news for you on that. So that's the AFC East standings. Now, every week, what's always, Bill season is always hot takey, right? There's always something to say. Somebody always has an opinion that seems to be at the forefront of everyone's minds. And, last week we talked about the Bills' need of a wide receiver too. But there was some, the Bills are not a championship caliber team. Josh has regressed to 2018 Josh Allen. And I'm looking at that and first of all, Josh Allen has not regressed to 2018. Okay, the Bills, this is an offense that is averaging 424 yards per game. That's tops in the league. So Josh Allen is, how has he regressed? Now, I will say there are a couple areas in his game that need improvement, but you have to keep in mind that every quarterback throughout the season goes through the ebbs and flows, these highs and lows. It's no mistake. It's the Josh Allen is going through one of those right now. It happens to the best of them, right? And the cool thing about the good and the bad thing is, yeah, he's making this questionable decisions with the football. But the good news is that this is a quarterback that has shown throughout his career that he adjusts and he corrects his mistakes. So I don't see the turnovers being an issue moving forward. But you definitely, I'm okay. Like, I'm okay with some lulls in the season because you want to be peaking toward the end of the season. That's when you want to be playing your best ball. So I'd rather give me the heartaches right now so that they can iron these things out, and by the end of the season they're firing on all cylinders. That's what you want ideally. Teams that start off hot and they keep it going, throughout the season, there's always a dip in the playoffs. So give me the dip now, and the Bills have had that. And so if you go back to past seasons, look at last year, the Bills lost that overtime game to the Bucs. And they kind of they wrote the ship, right? And they kind of corrected some things and they got better. And we saw them make a run in the playoffs, albeit they did lose to Kansas City, but but they were in there, they were right there. So, we are at the half of the season mark, and there's a lot of football left to be played, man. So, and Josh Allen has not regressed. He has not regressed. Is he making bad decisions at times? Yes, he has. But again, 424 yards per game. I mean, he's still one of the top passing quarterbacks in the league statistically. I think he'll be fine. Do they need to stop turning the ball over? Yeah, that's not just Josh Allen. That's the running backs fumbling, right? I mean, it's all kinds of things. But, they've lost 3 games by what, 8 points? So that goes to show. And on top of that, mind you, that you're getting every team's best shot because the Bills are supposedly, allegedly, the best team in football this year. So the season's not over. All of, everything is still in front of them. All the goals that they had prior to the season, it's still attainable. They can still get the number 1 seed in the AFC East. They can still get the number 1 seed in the AFC. Right. So that's the goal. That's what they should be shooting for. Right. They gotta now, in order to get that, they gotta get some things together. I think this is a game this week and next week. Both games will be played in Ford Field in Detroit. So they're taking on the Browns this week. They're taking on the Lions next week. I think these should be some good get right games. All right. So that's the cap. So when somebody comes at you with this, the Bills season is over, Josh Allen ain't, tell him, hey, my homeboy Sterling said, shut the hell up. And I'm going to tell you why. All right. Don't let these people, even if they Bills fans, don't let them, pour sour milk on your parade, man. Come on now. Get it together. So we ain't having that. Now it's okay to be critical. I have some critical points, we're talking about wide receiver. Okay. Let's talk about wide receiver for a minute. So Odell Beckham, it's looking more and more likely that he does not sign with the Bills. This is according to Ian Rappaport as of this morning. Odell Beckham Jr. plans to visit the Cowboys and Giants after Thanksgiving. These 2 teams are rumored to be the favorite. Okay. Now that doesn't mean the Bills are out, but it may mean that, when you come to look at it, I mean, the Bills are better than both these squads. But I think it come down to money. Odell is seeking a maybe a 2 to 3 year deal because he's tired of playing musical chairs. But again, Odell has to be healthy, and I think he will be, and I think whatever team he goes to will be fine. But so we might not be getting Odell Beckham, but you never know. Let's talk to GM Vaughn and let's see what we got going on. But the Bills are in need of a number 2 wide receiver. We talked about last week, Gabe Davis ain't cutting it, man. He is not cutting it. Matthew Loyal says, should the offense be more aggressive? Seems like we're sitting back, causing players to lose focus. Yeah, we'll get into that. I think that this offense definitely needs to just be themselves. I mean, again, when you're 424 yards a game, which leads the NFL, I wouldn't say necessarily they need to be more aggressive. I just think they need to be smarter taking care of the football because they're getting the yards, they're getting the smack, they're getting the high volume plays, right? Down the field, even in the run game, you're seeing the Bills, look decent, start to look good in the run game. So Aaron Cromer and that offensive blocking scheme that he has, he has them kind of catching their stride, and we expect to see the run game improve even more towards the end of the season. So I wouldn't say they are aggressive offense. I think they need to be more conservative, to be honest with you, and and run the ball more. I think you have to have balance there. And right now, there needs to be some improvement there. And situationally, I don't think the Bills are playing well situationally. So that's where I think that needs to be improved. But in terms of wide receivers, I put a little list together. I'll show you guys that the Bills definitely, if you're looking at wide receivers now, I'm not saying that they go and sign these guys, but Odell Beckham obviously is top of that list. Antonio Brown, ain't nobody signed Antonio Brown. He's over there trying to put that shit on. But Cole Beasley, I have him at number 3 here. I think Cole Beasley, Brandon Beane and these guys, man, if they could work something out, I know the fans and Cole Beasley ran himself out of town with just, I mean, I'm okay with speak your mind, but I think you got to draw a line, right? And it's okay to have convictions and those sorts of things, to stand up for what you believe in, but at what cost? We're talking football here. I don't think it needed to get to that far, but I think Cole Beasley, man, if you could get Cole Beasley back in a Bills uniform, that would be great. I think Will Fuller, could be a solid addition. But he really hasn't done much the past few years, battling injuries. But I would love to see Adam Humphries. If you can't get Cole Beasley, go see what Adam Humphries is up to and see if you can. I think he's a good a guy that you could get, reliable hands, good route runner, that will be a nice fit to this offense. I don't think it'll happen, but right now the Bills have 4 wide receivers on the roster. Okay, that's not enough. Right. And I'm tired of saying Isaiah McKenzie. I mean, I'm serious. Like, I would be okay if the Bills just release homeboy. I'm tired of it. I don't hate McKenzie the person. I don't like he's a very limited football player. Yeah, my boy Jay Spence, that's my brother right here. He says, can Emmanuel Sanders come out of retirement? That is something that I would be okay with. What Emmanuel Sanders gives you underneath route running ability. He gives you sure hands, and he's a veteran presence that knows what's going on, has an idea. He hasn't played in this offense necessarily. I mean, the Bills aren't a completely new offense, but he knows some of the terminology, and I think he could come in and give you a solid, contribution, considering the fact that we're at the midseason mark. I don't know if he's kept his body up to game shape, but I would love to see Emmanuel Sanders come back. Richard Ruff says no bees. He does not want Cole Beasley back. That's okay. That's all right. But I do. Yeah. Tanner Gentry, nah, playa. I'm good on Tanner Gentry. So, that is, if you ask me, one of the weaknesses of this team right now. One, it's the injuries that they can't really do anything about, but that's a weakness. Then the Bills cannot stay healthy this season. And number 2, I think it really is the wide receiver room. Outside of Stephon Diggs, who do you have to catch a pass when you need them to? I'll wait. They don't. And I think if you're going to make a run in the playoffs, me and Spence and some, we got this we chat, a little group chat, and we talked about Juju Smith. I would much have rather signed Juju Smith in the offseason last year. The Chiefs got him for $3.5 million, I believe. And so you look at Juju and you look at Gabe, give me Juju. Even though Gabe gives you that down the field, stretch the field ability, man, I would much rather have sure hands and ability to get some yak from a receiver with a bigger body right now than having Gabe Davis. I'm sorry. It doesn't mean I hate Gabe Davis, but I just feel like he's let the team down. He's let the team down from a route running perspective. He lets the team down with his hands. It's just not consistent. Yeah, I would love. Yeah, it's time for the Bills to start investing in that offense with premium picks. I mean, you can only kick the can down the road and get these, fourth and fifth and sixth wide receivers, right? Fourth round guys. It's time to, it's time to, you gotta use a premium pick at some point, day one, day two, with, first or second round with a receiver. Man, we got to see that this year. So that's my little bit on the wide receiver thing. Let's talk about we got the Cleveland Browns. That's who we're playing. We're playing the Cleveland Browns in freaking Detroit today. This was funny. So the Detroit Lions, this is a tweet that they sent out. They said, important numbers are by the phone. Lock it up when you leave it. Please don't break tables. I thought that was pretty cute, coming from the Detroit Lions. Basically, they are lending their home to us due to the snow in Buffalo. I thought that was dope. But let's keep it moving here. So we got the Cleveland Browns today. We're going to get into them. Let's talk about these injuries real quick. So we got Josh Allen was taken off. He was taken off of the injury report. That doesn't necessarily mean that the elbow is healed. That just means that they didn't list him on the injury report. So I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I don't know how long it's going to take for Josh Allen to be completely healed. I would assume, a few weeks, maybe 3 to 4 weeks to be completely healed. I don't know. But I know that he's been doing a lot of training and spending time in the hyperbaric chamber. And what that does, it definitely allows some of the tissue to heal a lot faster with the oxygen in the hyperbaric chamber. So by reports, that's what he's been doing. So if this means that he is completely clear of that elbow, that'd be great. That would be awesome. That's what you want to hear. Jordan Poyer, I think he's back. He wasn't listed as out. So it'd be nice to have Jordan Poyer back. But I don't know if you guys saw that bit. He's got like a golf ball size lump on his elbow. That definitely does not look good. I don't know if that's fluid or what that is, but I hope wrap that thing up, man. We got to have Jordan Poyer back on the field because we're having a hard time in the back end of this defense. So if he's healthy, play him. We need Jordan Poyer back and healthy. Tremaine's going to be out today. That one's going to suck. I mean, we're talking about a guy who, I don't care what you guys say, but he's the leader of the defense. This is the guy that really kind of, he calls the defense. He is the quarterback on the defense. And so when he's not out, as we saw last week in the second half, the whole defensive chemistry changed in that, it wasn't the same. You saw them get more opportunities through the run. You saw them, some of those passing lanes open up over the middle. So Tremaine Edmonds is a big deal, but he's not healthy today. And I think if you're going to sit him out, this is the game to sit him out, right? So I think you can get away with not having Tremaine Edmonds in this lineup today, but we definitely need to get him back in the lineup so that he can be healthy. Gregory Rousseau, you talk about stopping the run. Yeah, this one's gonna hurt the Bills the most today. Not having Gregory Rousseau in the game, just because he's I would say he's a top 10 defensive end in terms of his support in the run game. I mean, he's long, lengthy. He can bend. He can bend the edge, but it's his. He's very smart when it comes to defending the run. He's disciplined. He stays in his run fits. Not having Groot in this game is going to hurt because Nick Chubb is one of the better top 3 running backs in the league, and he's averaging, I think, 5.7 yards a carry. Let that sink in for a minute. So when he gets the ball, hey, he's tough to stop. Now, there's this little thing in Cleveland where they talk about, if once he gets to 18 carries, his productivity kind of starts to dip. I mean, I don't want to see him get 18 carries today. All right. But we're gonna have our hands full with that running back Nick Chubb. And and by the way, they got Kareem Hunt in the backfield as well. And then we got Tre'Davious White out. Look, all the hate, man, that some Bills fans and media or they're having about, everybody seems to have a damn opinion on this man's ACL. I had an ACL in college that I tore. And it's tough. It really is tough. And when they talk about the mental aspect of it, I know personally I felt that. Just when you try to plant and cut and do those kind of things, it's like your body, even though the knee is operating fine, your body kind of protects it. It's so weird. Your body protects the knee. Now, there's a difference when you're playing in practice and in the game. You really have to trust that knee. He's gotta be able to trust that knee. If he's not there yet, well, you gotta, hey, you can't get mad at that. You gotta let that man heal on his own. All right. I'm so tired of hearing, well, he's out there dancing. What? What does that have to do with anything? If that man wants to pop lock and drop it, if he wants to Dougie, let him do it. I don't care. He's a practice. He's a human freaking being. Stop the clout chasing. Stop the hate on Tre'Davious White. When the man is healthy, damn it, he gonna play. All right, he's gonna play. Yes, I'm aware the Bills did bring in AJ Klein. Maybe this is the game. AJ Klein knows the defense, obviously, but he doesn't move the needle for me. I would much rather see Damar Hamlin and DeMar Lowe kind of get DeMar Lowe working in that secondary. All right, now Hamlin's been great in the run, but DeMar Lowe I think is a better overall player. He's been in the system for so long, so I don't know how many snaps that AJ Klein's going to play today, but I'm telling you what, though, that's a telling sign that they went and got AJ Klein back. And Terrell Bernard being a third-round pick has not really shown anything. And that's concerning to me. I wasn't a fan of the pick. We talked about this on Chop Up last night. I wasn't a fan of the Terrell Bernard pick. I think he's a limited player. But, athletically, yeah. But in terms of, what he, like his mental processing of plays, understand where he's supposed to be, those things. If it's like see ball, get ball, I think, going downhill, I think, Terrell Bernard has the athleticism to make plays. But when it's time to process what's going on, process what the offense is doing, where he's supposed to be, anticipating route combinations, where's the running back coming out of the backfield, all those things, I think that's where he struggles. So the fact that they went and got AJ Klein, man, it's just like, eesh, buddy, my man's gotta he gotta step it up. He gotta step it up. Yeah. Hey, Hines isn't the answer. Just get him involved, man. Yeah. Look, I almost feel like the Bills, it's like we're allergic to having running back production. It's like we make it so hard. We make it so hard to get a running back involved. When you look at Jeff Wilson, albeit he has played in the system with Mike McDaniel in San Francisco, Jeff Wilson gets traded. Last week he had a big game. Like, why can't we have new and shiny things like that? Like, I tweeted about this during the week. I was like, be nice to have a weapon like Nyheim Hines. Because they were showing highlights of him when he was with the Colts. And it's like, dude, like, can we get that? I want some production out of the backfield that's not Devin Singletary. I stretch the field. But with the Bills only having 4 rostered wide receivers, I think we see not Jamison Crowder, but James Cook and Nyheim Hines play a little bit of wide receiver today. I think you're going to see Dawson Knox line up in like a big slot role today in some formations. So they got to get these guys involved in the pass game. Get Nyheim Hines the ball. Just get him the ball in space and let him work. I'd rather see Hines get those Isaiah McKenzie looks, the in the backfield and stuff. I'd rather see Hines get that role. But so let's talk about the keys to the game today. All right. I think that you got to start fast today. So by starting fast, here's what I mean. Don't be afraid to be aggressive early. If you want to get the Browns out of running the ball and controlling the clock, you got to put stress and pressure on them to make them have to chase you, right? So if the Bills could ever win a coin toss, I would totally get the ball first, and I would come out with Josh Allen throwing the ball, applying pressure. That's what I would do. Get up, get a score, right? Browns first possession, I think, they're gonna try to run the ball or whatever. But if they can like commit to stopping the run, make Jacoby Brissett beat you, in which he's playing pretty decent football this year, but make Jacoby Brissett make plays. And I think the odds of him continually making plays is slim. Get the ball, score again. Now it'll be 14-0. And you'd be like, well, and that's in an ideal utopian society. It's possible. That's possible. Get 2 touchdowns on them and see what they have to do. You're going to force them to pass the ball. And that goes right into what the Bills need them to do. So you got to start fast. I look, in the second half, run the damn ball, right? Run the ball in the second half, but man, you got a Ferrari and Josh Allen. I mean, we'll see what kind of Gabe Davis shows up today. It may be the good Gabe, like we saw a little bit last week, or it may be, dude, we don't even know where you are, Gabriel Davis. And I'm dropping passes because I'm pissing down my leg. If give me the good Gabriel Davis and sprinkle in some Dawson Knox, and you could start fast today. I will tell you that the Browns on defense, let's see, the Browns, they are, let's see, 18th. Okay, 18th in yards allowed per game and 349 yards. The Bills are 8th with 319. So that you see, there's about a 30-yard difference there. Stopping the run, the Bills are 7th in the league and 110 yards per game, and the Browns rank 22nd. All right, 131 yards on the ground they're giving up each and every week. If you're the Bills, if you're Josh Allen, if you're Devin Singletary, you got to be licking your chops. All right, because this is a Browns defense. Look, there's a lot of rumors in Cleveland about the defensive coordinator and then them not liking him, and this is his 3rd year, and it's the writing's on the wall that this defense has underperformed. You got Jadeveon Clowney on a $14 million contract. They ain't really done nothing, right? You got Nick Chubb, not Nick Chubb, but you got Garrett over there, who's amazing. Myles Garrett is amazing. But when you look at the front 7, that's about it. Now, Taven Bryan is a guy that blew us up last year when he was with in that Jaguars game. So be looking out for Taven Bryan and his impact on the game. But this Cleveland Browns team, man, they're struggling on the interior defensive line. So they got guys in there, Jordan Elliott. I mentioned Taven Bryan. Perion Winfrey's out. He was a rookie out of Oklahoma. I think it was a 2nd-round pick. Tommy Togiai is a guy that they've had for a few years, and he just really hasn't done anything. So if you want to take advantage of, running the ball against these Cleveland Browns, you got to run it up the middle. You got to run it up the middle. Smash mouth football. Run traps, right? Inside zone runs. Man, yeah, well, you could get these guys in space and make them make a play. They haven't been able to do so this year. So look, they played the Miami Dolphins, and Jeff Wilson was looking like Christian McCaffrey back there. You can run the ball on them. You can. So if it's a start fast, but you can balance that attack, right? If you see a light box because you're putting, your 4 wide receivers out there or 21 personnel, then hey, man, or 10 personnel, you see a light box, man, utilize it. Josh Allen, run the ball today. All right. You can start fast. We can make plays. All right. Let's see. Limit the freaking turnovers. You got to limit the turnovers. The Bills are turning the ball over more than any team in the league this season. Turning the ball over more than any team. That's not just Josh Allen. There's fumbles from the running backs, right? But Josh Allen does have some picks in there. But you got to stop turning the damn ball over. I'm sick of saying this. Josh Allen knows it. And we talk about, Josh Allen's regressed. You know why it may appear that way? Because he's trying to play hero ball. And why does he have to play hero ball? Because outside of Stephon Diggs, nobody's making plays. So, being the chip on the shoulder, the leader, the Josh Allen, what do you think he's going to do? Being one of the best athletic quarterbacks in the league, what do you think he's going to do? He's going to start pressing. And when he starts pressing, he's getting out of the mold of playing good, smart football. Look at Josh. If you go back and watch the film, look at the first 2-3 weeks. You see Josh Allen taking what the defense is giving him. But here's the caveat. You had Jamison Crowder that could work underneath and uncover quickly and catch the ball. And he doesn't have that. He does not have somebody who is going to dominate in the short area routes, short area quickness that's going to uncover and catch the ball that he trusts. He doesn't have that. So when you take that underneath stuff out, what do you got? Well, now Josh Allen has to run around and make plays. Now Josh Allen has to depend on Stephon Diggs, right, to get 8-9 catches a game. And then, when the defenses kind of adjust to that, now what? And that's the problem. So when he starts to press, here comes the turnovers. And Josh Allen knows you got to live to fight to see another day, right? He mentioned that in the pressure this week. He knows it. Let's see if I think that he can adjust. I think that he can right the ship here. And here's another unpopular opinion, but it probably won't happen today. I say that the Bills play more base 4-3 defense. Look, ain't nobody on the Cleveland Browns going to burn you. You shouldn't have to be scared of what the Browns have a wide receiver. Amari Cooper is good, right? David Bell's a rookie. Donovan Peoples-Jones I love Donovan Peoples-Jones. He's a Michigan guy. Great athlete. But when it comes to route running and so forth, he's had a decent year this year. I'm not worried about him. You can man up on these dudes, like for real, and make Jacoby Brissett make a play. So if you play base 4-3, it gives you an extra body to support the run. Now, here's where Leslie Frazier comes in. He says Taron Johnson's a hell of a player. And they don't want to take him out. Don't put Saron Neal out there. But I'm telling you right now, if you got A.J. Clientele, play him. Terrell Bernard, play him. The only way he's going to get better if he gets reps. All right? I don't know what it is with McDermott this year and coddling these rookies, bro. You don't want to play him. Yeah. In this game, with Nick Chubb, you know how big Nick Chubb is? He's going to be running fools over. I don't want them to be all 4-3, but I think we need to see some base 4-3. Some. In certain situations and obvious run situations. So first and second down, if the personnel is matching up, if they want to go with 2 wide receivers, 3 wide receivers, I would throw some base 4-3 out there. Like I said, it's an unpopular opinion. And I don't think the Bills are going to do it. I think the Bills are going to come out in their typical nickel-based defense. But again, you're going to have a light box. And you got, this Cleveland Browns offense that is one of the best offensive lines in the league. One of the more physical offensive lines in the league. I'll tell you who they are. Jedrick Willis, he hasn't lived up to expectations, but he's a big, physical, strong guy. Joel Bitonio is a great left guard. He can get it done. All right. Evan Pochik is a center, playing well for them this year. Wyatt Teller is another guy. We all know who Wyatt. He's an all-pro right guard, and he's playing today. And Jack Conklin I think he was with he's been with him for a couple years now, but I think Jack Conklin was with Tennessee Titans. So you look at that offensive line, it's pretty damn good, right? So we can't depend on Ed Oliver and Jordan Phillips and those guys to consistently win 1v1 on these teams that we should have been feasting on, like last week with the Minnesota Vikings. I know I sound negative right now, but I'm just being completely honest. The Minnesota Vikings interior offensive line, I said on the show, they're trash. And the Bills, Kirk Cousins had all kind of time in the pocket, man. It just, look, man, they got to start winning 1v1. Daquan Jones is holding his own, but the rest of them dudes in the interior, bruh, they got to do better. So what makes me think that they're going to win 1v1s today against a much better offensive line? I don't see it. Now, Ed Oliver did have some flashes last week, but I need to see more consistency and more of those flashes, man. You're a 9th overall pick. You're going to be asking for a major contract. So what's my substitution? Like I said, play a little bit more base 4-3. Get another linebacker out there. Terrell Dotson play. I mean, he looks decent. Play his butt. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Carl says, I'm ready for the Josh Allen redemption game. He will calm down and take what the defense is given and not force any more bad throws. Today we get the W and on to the playoffs we go. Yeah, I think this is a get right game. This is a get right game. So we just talked about this, but can the Bills stop the run? Nick Chubb, 5.7 yards per carry. David Njoku is a guy that really helps in this run game, his ability to block and so forth. And Harrison Bryant is the best blocking tight end. He's a guy out of FAU, like second, third year pro. I liked him for the Bills, but they didn't get him. I think he's a good tight end too. But yeah, man, they're gonna go big on big this week. I'm telling you, man, they're gonna try to boss the Bills up. Well, are we gonna be able to answer the call? We're gonna see. But I think on those obvious rundowns, first down, right? You're gonna see Jacoby Brissett try to hit you a little play action just to kind of get the Bills off guard at some, on first down. But we know that the bread and butter of this Cleveland Browns offense is to run the ball. So, again, can you win 1v1 if you're going to play nickel? Can you tackle? Can you tackle well and limit Nick Chubb from getting, I think he averages yards after contact after the first hit is like 8 yards. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. A lot remains to be seen. I do think that this helps it, Daniel says indoor game. Yeah, I think this helps the Bills. That's an indoor game. Because if you were to play this game in Buffalo, I think it would be a different story. I'm not saying the Bills will lose, but I think the game would have been a lot closer if it was, I hate you. Anyway, moving forward here. So with all that said, let's go back over the 3 keys again. Start fast. I think the Bills can try to get up 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. If you do that, I think you're gonna change how they play this game, right? Limit the turnovers. Josh Allen, play smart. You got to play smart. Take what the defense gives you. Third is play more base 4-3 defense. They probably won't do that. All right. So every week I do a player of the game by our sponsor. Okay, this is who I think is gonna we win this game because of. And I hate to be cliche, but I got to go with this man right here, Josh freaking Allen. He has to. We talk about a get right game. We need Josh Allen to show up and show out. 29 and 36, 324, 3 touchdowns, 1 on the ground. That's what I think Josh Allen can do today. This Cleveland defense and the secondary is not very good. So I think with that 324 yards, I think you can still have about 120, 30 yards per game on the ground. I think the Bills could come. I think if the Bills come out here with at least 450 yards of total offense, it's on. And that's not crazy because the Bills average 424 yards per game on offense. Right. So I think, from their averages, they're gonna put up points, they're gonna put up yards. But I think it's how they do. Maybe they find a little bit more balance today. But Josh Allen, no interceptions today. Look, the Cleveland Browns, in terms of getting takeaways, they're one of the worst teams in the league at getting takeaways. Well, so was the Jets, and they gave the ball to the Jets. Let's not do that today. This is in a dome. It's controlled, which I'm team dome, like my guy. I'm team dome. But Josh Allen has to be the guy that gets it done today. You want to talk about get right game? Well, this is what he needs to do. So, running out of time here. I'll tell you this. So I do my take of the week. So with Josh Allen's great game, let's take him out of the equation. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna say that Khalil Shakir gets at least 4 catches for 60 yards in this contest. I think that they might, because I don't think they're going to get Odell. I think that they're like looking at this as, okay, we got to get this dude going. Brandon Beane came out and said weeks ago that Shakir, outside of Josh Allen, was the best pick that he's ever made. That's what he said. Okay. Then play the man. You guys need to play this man and give him opportunities to shine. So I think today that Shakir can have 4 catches, 60 yards. That's a good game. I would like to see that. I think this Bills defense can get 3, I'm going to say 4 sacks. I think Vaughn gets 1. I'm going to say Ed will get 1. And then I think Taron Johnson will get 1. And then we'll maybe like Epinesa or somebody gets 1. So 4 sacks for the defense. I'm going to say that if Kyer Elam's playing today, I'm gonna throw an interception his way. I think he can get a pick. It's either Elam or Milano will get a pick today. Okay, so those are my game predictions, my hot takes of the week. And then let's talk about the score here. So I think the Bills win 31-19 today. That's going to be the score. The Buffalo Bills will win this game. We're gonna get right. And then we're gonna come back to Detroit and smack them boys around next week with them Lions. But the Bills win today, 31-19. So let me see what the over-under is. Let me pull my app out real quick up in here. If somebody knows what the spread is in this game, I'm gonna tell you whether or not you should place a bet on that. It's loading up for me, but if somebody has in the chat, by all means do so real quick. So if you're gonna bet on the Bills today, according to Vegas, the Bills are a 7.5 point favorite. 7.5. I think the Bills get that. And it's indoors. Oh, yeah. The Browns are going to get raced today. It's happening. So, anyway, that's all for today's show. Make sure you like, follow, and subscribe. All right? Like, follow, and subscribe to the Buffalo Rumblings Vidcast Network, man. We got some dudes over here. And girls, gotta be inclusive. All right. But we got some great content, man. Every freaking day of the week, we got something going on. All right. Make sure you tune into the Overreaction show tonight with Joe Miller. I might tune in and give him, talk my ish. But yeah, like, follow, subscribe, man. Leave a comment on all of our stuff. We're trying to grow our YouTube platform. All right. Now, but if you're listening to us on podcast form, make sure you rate us. Leave us a review, man. We really appreciate it. But anyway, man, I just want to let you guys know it's always a pleasure. Always great to get you guys in here and talk Bills before we play this game. Make sure that you guys have a good time, man. Kiss your loved ones. Hey, and eat some wings for me because I'm out here in Colorado, bruh. We ain't got it like that. So I have to, like, when I eat a chicken wing out here, I have to imagine like the wings that I had in Buffalo. And then I just have a tear come down my face. But anyway, man, I love you guys. You guys have a great freaking day. And we out of here. Go Bills.